your host today, and I wish you a very warm welcome to the inauguration ceremony of the satellite ground station. Now I will walk you through the program of this event. Due to sanitary measures, some of the segments of this event will be live streamed and broadcast here. The Honorable Prime Minister will be arriving shortly and welcomed by Honorable Deepak Balgobin, Ministry of Information Technology, Communication and Innovation, Ms. Valer, Permanent Secretary from the Ministry of Information Technology, Communication and Innovation, Dr. Sukon, Chairperson of the MRIC, and Professor Barvan, Executive Director of the MRIC. They will proceed directly to the rooftop. There, the Honorable Prime Minister will have the honor to winch up the satellite antennas for reception of ESAT-1 signals. Then, the Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Balgobin, Ms. Valer, Dr. Sukon, and Professor Barvan will join us in the council room for the official part of this event. The Honorable Prime Minister will then unveil the inauguration plaque for the satellite ground station, followed by the launching of ESAT-1 commemorative magazine, Space Mauritius website, and the first takeover, a new stamp by the Mauritius Post Limited. Following this, the Honorable Prime Minister and Honorable Balgobin will then proceed for a visit to the ground station, which is found next door. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take you a few years back where the ESAT-1 project started. The Mauritian quest to space began in 2017 with a solicitation from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Regional Integration and International Trade, the Ministry of Education, Tertiary Education, Science and Technology, and all universities in the country. In 2018, Mauritius was the winner of the third round of UNESA JAXA Kiboku program. As a result, a nanosatellite called the Mauritius Imagery and Radio Communications Satellite 1, or as we all know as MEASAT-1, was successfully built, tested and deployed on the 22nd June of this year. In parallel to the satellite development, the MRIC has implemented a ground station within its premises here. The ground station is a state-of-the-art facility with the latest software, antenna structure, flat-sat and trained personnel to track the MEASAT-1, upload commands, and download information from the satellite. Now that ground station is fully operational, the Honorable Pramin Kumar Jagnath, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Mauritius, will proceed with its inauguration today. Ladies and gentlemen, let me invite you to watch a short video which summarizes this journey.
Mauritius, a small island in the Indian Ocean on the east coast of Africa, proudly becomes a spacefaring country in June 2021. It is in fact the first small island developing state to do so by sending the first ever 1U CubeSat in space. The Mauritian nanosatellite, named MEASAT-1, was launched on board a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket mission to the International Space Station on the 3rd of June.
The African Republic of Mauritius, a small island nation in the Indian Ocean east of Madagascar, will now become a spacefaring nation.
This historical milestone was achieved by a team of valiant scientists of the Mauritius Research and Innovation Council. The they won the third round of the United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs, Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency Kilo Award in 2018, which granted Mauritius a free launch and deployment from the ISS. The MRIC operated under the aegis of the Ministry of Technology, Communication and Innovation, promotes science, research and innovation and pioneers new and emerging R&D in Mauritius. The NearSat-1 project was closely followed and facilitated by a high-level national steering committee chaired by the Honorable Minister of Information Technology, Communication and Innovation. The construction and testing of the NearSat-1 was fully funded by the Government of the Republic of Mauritius. NearSat-1, the first ever space object of Mauritius, NearSat-1 is a 10 cubic centimeter nanosatellite equipped with an XCAM C3D camera which will take pictures of the region around Mauritius when it orbits over the island. NearSat-1 mission is mainly for education, capacity building, creating awareness and trigger curiosity of young Mauritians to look into space and satellite technology for their future career. NearSat-1 has unlocked new avenues for Mauritius to explore. These include use of satellite data to advise policy, creation of new space-related startups, and initiation of a space unit in Mauritius. Above all, NearSat-1 provides a new tool for fostering STEM training in Mauritius. And the journey to space begins.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you're well seated. A humble request to please put your phone on silent. Thank you. As you will see in the images to follow, we have restricted access to the rooftop and the ground station. Journalists, photographers, and videographers are kindly requested to remain in the council room. Thank you. The Honorable Prime Minister shall arrive soon. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Prime Minister has arrived. And is currently being welcomed by Honorable Dipapagabi, accompanied by Ms. Valère, Permanent Secretary, Dr. Supon, Chairperson of the MRIC, and Professor Barwan, our Executive Director. The Honorable Prime Minister will shortly be guided to the rooftop. The live stream will resume shortly. Meanwhile, let me tell you about the antenna structure. The antenna dish and 4 parts of the ground station. Its main purpose is to receive and send signals from NearSat-1 and other satellites. The support structure was conceptualized in-house and construction with the help of Mr. Mric, who is amongst us today, who is the president of the Mauritius Amateur Radio Society and engineering company EDCC. AAC Cloud Space UK has provided the various components. As you can see, the Honorable Prime Minister has arrived on the rooftop. The Honorable Prime Minister is being greeted by two researchers of the USMR team, Mr. Kushal Narayan and Mr. Kuran Katavi. My two colleagues are currently explaining the functionalities of the antenna to the Honorable Prime Minister. There are two types of antenna. One is the UHF antenna and the other one is the VHF antenna. The antenna is able to rotate. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister is winching the antenna in an upright position. Ladies and gentlemen, the antenna structure is now in position and secure. The Honorable Prime Minister and Honorable Deepak Balgobin will be joining us soon here. They are going to take the lift from the level 10 to level 6. While they are making their way to the conference room, let me tell you some of the initiatives associated with this project. Another very important component was also to provide capacity building opportunities to our youth. In this respect, Mr. Jean-Marc Montclé, in collaboration with the Mric, conducted a first pilot test with the Professor Hassan Nova SSS, which was a boys' school, whereby a workshop was organized. After the success of the first pilot test, a second one was conducted. Ladies and gentlemen, I kindly request you to please stand up to welcome the Honorable Prime Minister. Kumar Jagannath, Prime Minister of the Republic of Mauritius, Honorable Deepak Balgobin, Minister of Information Technology, Communication and Innovation, His Excellency Mr. Kawaguchi Shushiro, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of Japan, Her Excellency Mrs. Nandini Singla, High Commissioner of the Republic of India, Mr. Om Kumar Dividin, Secretary for Home Affairs, Ms. Sandrine Ballet, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Information Technology, Communication and Innovation, Dr. Supon, Chairperson of the MRIC, Council members, Professor Baoran, Executive Director of the MRIC, heads of institution, distinguished guests, members of the press, all protocol observed, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am Sidi Boju from the MRIC and also a member of the NISA Plan team. I welcome you all for this historical moment. Through the declarement of the NISA Plan on the 27th June of this year, Mauritius now has its own very imprint into space. This is a moment of great pride for the country. Behind this success, there has been hard work of the staff of the MRIC under the aegis of the Ministry of Information Technology, Communication and Innovation and Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency. Ladies and gentlemen, let me now invite you to cherish and recall the launching and deployment of our satellite through a video.
Republic of Mauritius, a small island nation in the Indian Ocean east of Madagascar, will now become a spacefaring nation. A team of scientists developed the CubeSat after winning an award from the Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency in 2018. Deployed from JAXA's Cube. Called Mirsat-1, it has a 3D camera on board, which will take pictures of the region. The team developed the mission to help inspire young people to pursue future space and satellite technology.
Ladies and gentlemen, this project would not have been a success without the unflinching support of Honorable Deepak Balgobin, who, as Minister of Information Technology, Communication and Innovation, has provided his guidance and insight throughout the various steps of this novel project. I now request Honorable Deepak Balgobin to take up the floor for his address.
Honorable Prime Minister Pravin Kumar Jagannath, His Excellency the Ambassador extraordinary and plenipotentiary of Japan, Her Excellency, the High Commissioner of the Republic of India, Mr. Ebène, Secretary for Home Affairs, Ms. Valère, Permanent Secretary of my ministry, the Chairperson of the Mauritius Research and Innovation Council, Professor Dr. Sukun, Professor Baron, the Executive Director, heads of institutions, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is an immense pleasure for me to be here today with the Honorable Prime Minister to inaugurate the MRIC satellite ground station. It is a tremendous moment for all of us. When the MEASAT-1 was deployed from the International Space Station into orbit, that was the culmination of a long journey which the team at the MRIC had embarked 3 years ago in order to bring the first Mauritian satellite to realization. Ladies and gentlemen, upon the deployment of MEASAT-1 into orbit around the Earth, my minister and myself have been particularly keen to be regularly appraised on its status. It is worth informing you that once launched by the Honorable Prime Minister, deployed, and as expected, 45 minutes later, we got the transmission. And the first signal was captured southeast coast of Australia. And then the first signal was decoded over Texas in the US. And the team of engineers at the MRIC managed to capture and decode the satellite signal over the first pass over Mauritius. It took them 2 months to complete the satellite commissioning in order to ensure that all the systems on board the satellite is functional as expected. The knowledge and experience they have acquired over this period have been momentous. With the setting up of the ground station, which will be inaugurated shortly by the Prime Minister, the team of engineers is able to constantly monitor the satellite trajectory in real time, its status, correct data, and imagery. We are proud to announce that we have received the first Mauritian images of the first Mauritian nanosatellite MEASAT-1, which we all witnessed live streaming in a short movie. Ladies and gentlemen, this government, under the able leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, realizes that for our country to be able to face world's volatile economy, we need to keep innovating and build a stronger capacity. Space and satellite technology is one of the best platforms to boost innovation. African countries are actively engaging into new space technologies. Many of our African neighbors, including countries like Kenya, South Africa, Ghana, have already sent their first satellites and are collecting data from space. We are now proud to say that Mauritius has adopted this trend and formed part in the league of NASA. This year, the mandate of MRIC has been extended by an amendment in the MRIC Act to conduct research on identified national priorities in order to strengthen our research ecosystem. The Mauritius Emerging Technologies Council, which is currently being set up, will change the research landscape to include new and emerging technologies. Space application flew largely and seamlessly present in our daily life, and even more during these difficult times we are going through because of COVID-19 pandemic. Space technology offers a formidable boon to the society as a whole. Capacity building, disaster risk management, weather and climate monitoring, connectivity to remote areas, and sea surveillance are some of the space applications which are key to human and economic development. Ladies and gentlemen, MEASAT-1 has opened a new chapter for the country to explore how to harness the possibilities that this initiative can present for Mauritius in the medium and long run. And here, I would like to thank the Honorable Prime Minister for his characteristic foresight and long-term vision for the betterment of the country. He has recently added a new responsibility in my portfolio of the ministry, namely the space research and technology in August this year. This again bears witness and commitment of the Prime Minister and the government to move the economy to even greater heights. Currently, 13 African countries have established space-related agencies, organizations, or research institutions. We have to keep up with these countries in the region, especially in the space sector, and this highlights the right time and justification for the MRIC that they are setting up a new department called the Space Unit here for research and exploration of space. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, Mauritius is an middle income country. And the vision of government is to transit to the level of a high income country, where innovation becomes the key driver of socioeconomic development. Innovation requires effective implementation, and this can be achieved in a sustainable manner with the setting up of a structured framework which will allow the doers of innovation to operate and grow. Ensuring sustainability of this project is of considerable importance to initiate Mauritius into space technology, and in the long run, to create a new economic pillar for the country. Satellite feeds the Earth with enormous amount of data daily, and data which is either impossible or difficult to gain while staying on Earth. The MRIC had already engaged with international space agencies and of course with friendly countries, and here I would like to reiterate my heartfelt thanks to JAXA, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency. The government of Mauritius is also very thankful to the government of India for its engagement in our endeavor in this nascent sector for Mauritius. Following the recent ministerial visit of the Indian Minister of External Affairs in February, India had offered to help Mauritius to achieve its goal in this space agenda, and will be collaborating with the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, of India. The technology and knowledge gained through this first Mauritian satellite project will be fundamental for such future endeavors. My ministry, through the MRIC, will ensure that investments are channeled toward the development of solutions that will bring significant growth prospect and to have the potential to enhance social, economic well-being for everybody, especially for the youth of this country. With this in mind, MRIC, in collaboration with Mauritius Radio Amateur Society and the Ministry of Education, have already trained more than 100 students from 14 secondary schools and 5 universities, and they are planning to train 500 more in the future. These students have learned how to build a simplified antenna for satellite communication. And I think this is extraordinary that students at the level of secondary school start learning satellite technology. Ladies and gentlemen, it is hoped that in the coming years, the technological landscape and innovation ecosystem of the country will be significantly transformed through the investment we are initiating today. And that is because of our Prime Minister, who has a vision for this country, a strong belief in the youth, and with his determination and perseverance will make this country a real star of the Indian Ocean. And I wish to end with this. We all know the saying when we say, sky is the limit. But for our Prime Minister, space is the new frontier. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister, for these kind words. Indeed, the sky's limit is no longer the limit. Ladies and gentlemen, in the current global context, Mauritius needs impactful, innovative, and sustainable solutions to address major developmental challenges. This will undoubtedly be instrumental in improving the quality of life of our people, achieving equitable and balanced development, and making Mauritius more attractive as a country. Our Prime Minister's vision aligns elegantly with these initiatives, and under his leadership, Mauritius aspires to become a nation innate with creativity and high-level innovation. This will definitely provide the country with a competitive edge globally. Having said that, I now have the immense pleasure of inviting the Honorable Prime Minister for his keynote address.
My colleague, the Honorable Minister of Information, Technology, Communication and Innovation, members of the Diplomatic Corps, the Chairperson of the Mauritius Research and Innovation Council, Executive Director of the MRIC, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is a privilege for me to be here today for the inauguration of the MRIC satellite ground station. This ground station will communicate with the Mauritian nanosatellite deployed from the International Space Station. It will also receive data from the other low-orbiting Earth satellites. In addition, the ground station is equipped with a mission stab which will enable future research and innovation in the field of satellite design and development. Access to these facilities will be provided to university students and researchers wishing to explore the avenues that space may offer. It is, of course, a matter of great pride that Mauritius has joined the League of Spacefaring Countries with the deployment of our nanosatellite in space on 22nd of June 2021. My gratitude goes to the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency and the United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs for having provided us with this opportunity. Such pioneering initiatives are in line with government's innovation strategy. As we embark on a path of knowledge-based growth, we will invest more and more resources in research and innovation. We need to realize potentials if we want to create the future. And to help us stay on course with our ambitious strategy, the innovation portfolio was added to the Ministry of Information Technology and Communication 2 years ago, and the Mauritius Research Council transformed into the Mauritius Research and Innovation Council. Furthermore, the MRIC Act was amended in July 2021 to expand the mandate of the Council so that it undertakes research in areas likely to strengthen the Mauritian research and innovation ecosystem. This year, the space portfolio has been added to the Ministry of Information Technology, Communication and Innovation through the Mauritius Research and Innovation Council. Together with the relevant institutional changes to drive innovation, special funds have been earmarked under the National Innovation Program to fund innovative projects. A National Innovation Framework setting out our strategy for the period 2018 to 2030 is currently being implemented. The National Innovation Framework aims to transform the Mauritian economy by setting out a plan for innovation. It is a unique program that provides funding for collaborative research and innovative projects while consolidating academia-private sector linkages. Our initiatives paid off when Mauritius climbed from the 82nd place in 2018 to the 52nd place in 2020 in the Global Innovation Index report. I'm sure we can further improve the ranking of Mauritius in that Global Innovation Index. And this is, of course, very challenging given the disruption caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. But our resilient, flexible national innovation ecosystem does open the door to a more promising future for our country. Ladies and gentlemen, the Space Unit will endeavor to explore how space technology, satellite technology, and satellite data can be harnessed in the Mauritian context. These initiatives should instill an innovation culture cutting across all spheres of society. The engagement of all our people, including youths, women, grassroots innovators, entrepreneurs, and academics, is crucial in this journey. I would like to thank our friendly countries, India and Japan, for providing support in these endeavors. Exploring space technologies for sustainable development is no longer a distant dream for us. As long as we have the vision and the will, we can bridge the gap between your dreams and reality. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister, for your inspiring words. The MRIC thank you and the government for its support to further further the space project. I now invite you on the floor for the unveiling ceremony. I also invite Honorable Bargobin, Dr. Support, Professor Barwan, to join the Honorable Prime Minister for the unveiling ceremony. The Honorable Prime Minister and Honorable Minister shall now launch the Miasat-1 commemorative magazine. I will now request the Honorable Prime Minister to launch the Space Mauritius website by clicking on the mouse. The Honorable Prime Minister shall now launch the Space Mauritius website by clicking on the mouse. I would request the Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Deepak Balgabi, Mr. Sambo, Chairperson of the Mauritius Post Limited, and Mr. Chulan, Chairperson of the STEM Advisory Committee, to please come on the floor for the launch of the first diploma. I would request the Honorable Prime Minister and Honorable Deepak Balgabi to please remain on the floor. I thank Mr. Sambo and Mr. Chulan and kindly request them to take their seat. Now, a token gift will be given to the Honorable Prime Minister by our Honorable Minister Deepak Balgabi. Will now proceed to the ground station, which is found next door, to witness the historic moment of the live streaming of the first Mauritius satellite images from the first Mauritius nano-satellite. You can follow this momentous event live on the screen. The Honorable Prime Minister and Honorable Minister Deepak Balgabi are greeted by the two from the station operators, Mr. Faraz Shamtali and Mr. Ziad Sorifan. The Honorable Prime Minister is being shown the real-time location of the Miasat-1.
Une vitesse de 50 à 7000 et c'est à 496 km. Et là, c'est notre PC central. Exactement, aujourd'hui, on a une high altitude et une low altitude. Donc, malheureusement, une seule vitesse fixe. Et ça, Dieu est divin parce qu'il a fait le temps de la suite.
ground station will also be accessible to university students and researchers and can be used for future development in space technology.
Avec nous, et ici, par exemple, là, on a un logiciel très avancé qui permet de tout un paramètre bien du satellite. Nous envoyons là ici. Et ça nous permet de prédire à seconde l'orientation du caméra. Et quand exactement il faut conduire un bus. Et aussi, on a la possibilité de voir tout qui va être obstacle et là, aux alentours, dans le fonctionnement. Et comme ça, nous connaissons en même temps un peu le bâtiment. Vraiment helpful. Et maintenant, je pour inviter pour la missionnaire pour que les cours soient conférence.
My colleague Ziad Surfan is currently in the clean room. The clean room is a controlled environment with a ventilation system designed to remove dust particles. The equipment found there are highly sensitive, and the person handling them, as you can see, requires special gears to handle them. The software in the ground station are used to track the satellite, conduct simulations, and decode satellite images. The image is being downloaded from the NEARSat one.
Format RAW et nous a déposé le gagnant. Et on trouvait vraiment lent parce qu'on connaît ça qu'il a mis à un axe de 400 km et sa distance là et sa vitesse qu'il fait bouger là. Et vraiment 8 jours à peu près tout à une solution. Mais le parti a fait une faute quand
The image has been fully downloaded, ladies and gentlemen. The previous image are being shown to the Honorable Prime Minister, which was previously downloaded.
Ici, il se fait en haut et après, il se fait là-dessus et si c'est exactement 108 ans, on va dans la et ça rectangle là qui représente sa photo. Et aussi une troisième photo qui est tirée, c'est ça, c'est Moïse, mentionné la maison. Et Maurice qui vers le bas, au-dessus du futur. Pour aussi la joie et service. Et souligner aussi de transition. Ça, c'est les trois commissions de ça, un tissu là et avec une dimension de 10 cm. Il répète aussi, parce qu'il a fait deux régions et il a parlé d'une résolution avec une 200 mètres et bien sûr, c'est pour mais ça qui est intéressant, il est capable de mesurer de l'impact sur la symétrie sur la profondeur de la mer et quand il y a un problème ce qui est vraiment impressionnant, c'est les premières images de mission avec les premiers mission, trois mission. Et nous aussi acquérir ça quelques et regarder, c'est un grand exactement. Deuxième étape.
As said earlier, this is the first motion satellite images from the first motion nanosatellite.
Vous avez ici. Le monitor de anémomètre en haut qui est le monitor de temps. Et quand vous mettez un diamant très fort, c'est oui.
During cyclic condition, the antenna is put back in its third position.
C'est pas une vie plus que. Ok, merci.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Ministry of Information Technology, Communication and Innovation, and the MRIC,
C'est tout avec l'encouragement de tout le monde.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Ministry of Information Technology, Communication and Innovation and the MRIC, we wish to thank you for your presence today as we arrive to the end of this event. This initiative would not have been possible without the invaluable support and vision of our Honorable Prime Minister. We wish to extend our appreciation to the government of Japan for the Kiboku program through which this endeavor is being made possible. We thank the staff of MRIC and Ministry of Information Technology, Communication and Innovation for their hard work. We also express our appreciation to Mr. Lockley and all other organizations which have supported us throughout this project. We are now being invited for